Hello everybody, I'm in a Storm here, and welcome back to Crusader Kings 2, the YouTuber Succession series. In the last episode, we were working on pretty much managing the interior politics of the Empire, trying to get the vassals properly arranged, and their opinions improved. And we've been able to have some good success in that. Vassal opinion is in general positive. If we look at this, in general positive. There's a few vassals that don't like us, but that's okay. We should hopefully be able to deal with that. This guy wants to be on the council. Unfortunately, his stats are garbage. Oh, he's possessed, and he's a lunatic. He's a possessed lunatic. There's not a lot I can do with that. I mean, I could fire our marshal, because our marshal doesn't hold any titles, and we could appoint somebody else marshal. But that guy has a 0 martial skill, so that wouldn't be good for the Empire to do that. So, if an advisor position becomes available, we might give that guy an advisor position. Right now, -14 isn't terrible. I could probably help that if I sent him a gift. Sure, let's send him a little gold. That'll get him off our back a little bit. What we might want to do is give this guy the marshal position. He's a decent marshal. He's not great, but he's better than 0. He's not as good as the guy we currently have, but the guy we currently have, it isn't useful to us. As far as interior politics is concerned. I'm forgetting the term. Domestic politics, I guess you could say. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fire this guy. We're going to fire this counselor. Where is the option to fire him? Probably the easiest way to just do this. Highest rank guys. Yeah, 0. We're going to put you in charge instead. Alright, there we go. Let's unpause it. Alright, dear Emperor Orestes, the Imperial Manum, during your wife's recent visit to Oadane, at a great time discussing the similarities between our people, I suggest a non-aggression pact between us for the near future, and will welcome any visitors from your realm with open arms. Chief Kanafa. Of what? Oh, this little guy right here? Sure, a wonderful idea. Reveling and carousing is over. Time to get back to real life. Will I lose depressed? It's a 30% chance. No, didn't lose depressed. Princess Garifalia of France, revoked county. Okay. Now, one of the things that I was kind of concerned about was that because of the defensive pact, the ability for me to expand the empire is pretty limited. If we look at the defensive pacts, all the Muslim nations are all together, all of the Slavic nations are together in defensive pacts, so if I declare war on any of them, all the others are going to join, and because, I barely have 30,000 troops, it wouldn't be good. But, I did notice one thing, is that Francia is not in any defensive pact, so I could attack them and only fight them. And how many troops do they have? Eastern Europe ravaged by plague. Death comes to us all, and in Eastern Europe, the terror is becoming mundane. The plague has been ravaging the lands, unbiased regarding the social status of men, indifferently claiming even babies from the arms of their parents. Travels to the area are currently discouraged. Okay. Let's see how that goes. Oh yeah, Black Death is in here. So, got consumption moving through Greece and Asia Minor. Slow fever. We got some. That's measles in Constantinople. So camp fever, but so far it hasn't reached us yet. But we'll have to keep an eye on that consumption. We don't want to survive the Black Death and get taken out by tuberculosis. Duchess Claudia the Usurper has usurped the county of Orvieto. Okay. Oh, I was looking at France's military. How many troops do they have? Not even 20,000. We could beat France in a fight. That might be good. The one thing that was a bit worrying from last episode is that it appears that the Aztecs have started poking around in our part of the world. So we could be seeing an Aztec invasion of Western Europe here soon. And they're going to have a rather large event-spawned army, which is going to be hard to deal with. So, we're going to see about that. What's going on over here? It appears that Wallachia is having a bit of revolt. And it appears that they are losing to their revolt. What's the revolt for? Civil War for elective monarchy. Okay. This guy. I could transfer him. Wallachia, yes. Let's send that over. Alright, so that's all now properly arranged. I don't like the fact that they have territory down here, but it's not the end of the world. Young Ioannis seems to trust everyone, lacking any notion of the evil in man. Alright, so he could lose affection and get trusting, which loses him intrigue but gets him some diplomacy. He should be more charitable. A chance of him becoming charitable. Charitable would be better. And he became charitable. Yes. Very, very good. Now, okay, yeah, he is our ward. We are educating him. Okay. Special minor titles. We need a court physician. Have anybody here? Yes, you are a pretty good physician. Give you commandership. You could hold a grand tournament. You know what? Northern Europe ravaged by plague. Not even the most remote regions of the world are safe. The plague has struck Northern Europe. Streets of many cities lay deserted as their inhabitants have fled in fear. Despite the heavy quarantine in the harbors, many a ghost ship eerily drift across the Baltic Sea. Alright, hold that grand tournament. Let's do that. That should hopefully improve everybody's opinion. And may kill off a few troublesome vassals in the process. Alright, so what will we be doing if we were going to go to war with France? We could have all these minor weak claims. Ah, we have Imperial Reconquest. According to Magistros Meletios, the peasants of Rome have started a delightful tradition where the peasantry from several villages meet up and dance, feast, and pair up for future marriage. By promoting this tradition, Meletios believes that the county will develop a strong local culture that will attract more peasants. A peculiar tradition, I will support it. Yes. Alright, let's continue to look at this. So let the tournament begin, and for the next 2 months, let all show their martial brilliance. Province. Is that the Jour Duchies? Our guest? I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce this guy's name. He's just some random baron. He died. Most unfortunate. This guy got wounded. Yeah, let's see. It would be province that we would want to get. Your guest Wilhelm has tragically been wounded during the tournament. Most unfortunate. This guy died. Wounded. 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 Actually, wounded isn't terrible. What you really don't want is maimed. Alright, so if I declared war on him, is province in this list? This is alphabetical. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, we could definitely do an Imperial Reconquest of province. So, we might do that here once the tournament's over. Most unfortunate. Wounded. Wounded. This guy got maimed. He's just some random commander. This guy got killed. Our nephew got killed. Oh, that's not good. Ivanis Yingling has tragically been killed. Most unfortunate. Tirfan has been maimed. Killed. I could say, you know, don't bother me anymore with this. It just seems a bunch of random low-level nobles are the ones getting killed here. Yeah, don't bother me with the details anymore. Well, that doesn't stop them from happening. Okay. Well, we'll just click through this. Metropolitan Drong is no longer court chaplain for Emperor Orestes. Okay, so we need a new court chaplain. We'll get you. And we need you to get out there proselytizing. Well, actually, no, we don't have anywhere to proselytize because we haven't conquered anywhere that has any other religion. Okay, well then go ahead and research cultural technology instead. And then we'll have court physician. Could we perhaps go ahead and recruit a court physician? Let's see if we can get anybody better than who we have available. Speaking of physicians, consumption? Okay, still hasn't moved at all. One of your messages returned with news of an old nun residing in the Coven of Crema. The pious woman has worked for years in the leper colonies of Crema, where she licks away the pus in the patient's wounds and eats their scabs. Ugh. Something for which she has earned the name Kira the Holy. If you were to donate a tidy sum to the convent, she would come work for you. She is celibate. She is a scholarly theologian. Her learning is only 13. Nope. And they vanished without a trace. That's basically the game unloading that character from memory, so it doesn't have to track it anymore. A peasant revolt. Oh, lovely. Blasted traitors. Oh, those are the raiders. Can't do anything with that. There they are. Peasants. How quaint. So, let's see. Do I have any nearby vassals who have sufficient force to deal with this? 355 men. I apparently can't raise up any Wallachian troops. Ah, because they're in a revolt. What about Greece? 4,000 men. That'll do. What about you? 588 troops. Let's see. Where can we stick 4,000 men? Right there. Actually, can we get them to Nuremberg? Yes. I actually go like this. Yeah, there we go. Annibale Neapolitus fought his way to third place. Rodolfo's bravery won him second place. And Eberhard been crowned the winner of the Grand Tournament. Protostrator of Innsbruck. Very good. A glorious event. Increasing opinion by 5 for 5 years. Prosperity of your capital county has increased slightly. Very good. Now we're we're still getting this alert to close the gates. Court physician. We're still looking for that court physician. Do I actually have to... No, they should still be looking. If we do get an epidemic in here, we probably are just going to hire somebody real quick. Alright, come on guys. What's this? One title can be usurped. The High Chiefdom of Thames. Or Thames? De jure duchies. What about my own vassals? Yeah, let's go ahead and usurp it. And the de jure duchy is here. Who actually holds it? Greece does. Well, then we'll grant it you. Grant landed title. There. Send it. And let him do with it as he pleases. He can hand it out to a vassal or not. Victory, victory. Okay, you guys here. Oh, it looks like one of my vassals took care of the peasant revolt. Very nice. Alright, offer peace. Enforce demands. Are you worth ransoming? Throw him in the oubliette. Well, we could blind him. Common Byzantine way of dealing with political rivals without outright killing them. The blind man is of little threat to the throne. Well, he's just some random peasant. Oh boy, here we are. Yep, just blind him and let's see. We'll lose 50 piety. Nah, we'll just keep him in the dungeon. Oh, Sunset Invasion. Thousands of exotic ships have arrived in Dongal Bay, spewing out numberless hordes of undulating warriors in weird armor, sporting feathers and bone. These invaders from beyond the sunset worship hellish demon gods, sacrificing the populations of entire towns on altars erected on top of pyramid-shaped wooden edifices. They cut their victims' hearts out, carefully flay them, and let their devil priests wear the skins for many days. The Lord have mercy. Where is this? Sunset, another huge fleet of the bloodthirsty Aztecs has been sighted in the coast of Iceland. Really? The populace is fleeing in fear of the charnel altars, charnel altars of the foreign demon gods. The dreadful lord of the invaders is allegedly taking a vow to conquer the whole world in the name of this Aztec deity, which I'm not going to attempt to pronounce. The Aztec god of the sun and of war. Okay. So, they appeared off the coast of Iceland. That's a peasant revolt. I'm not exactly sure where these guys are. There they are. The Aztec Empire is in Ireland. One of the eunuchs at the Imperial Court has distinguished himself and caught attention of your advisors. Although they are usually of the jealous kind and loath to admit redeeming qualities in others, even they cannot deny the promise of this young man. Very well, bring him before me. The eunuch is brought and you can immediately tell there's a keen intelligence behind the young man's eyes. His loyalty to you is without question, and here is a man who cannot be seduced by the wiles of women or turned against you by dynastic ties. Despite his few years, he has already won renown for his martial ability. He will serve me well. Can I make him a commander? Like, we could fire one of our commanders? Not sure where that person is. Okay, well that actually... Alright, the peasants of Rome spent a long time on the road in order to meet with the priests, or so your ecclesiarch Watas claims. He suggests that it would be in your interest to construct local shrines. In that way, the peasants could not have to travel far in order to worship. Less traveling means more work being done. Lose some gold. Yes, that's fine. Let's do this. Cataphract training ground. Build it. Let's start building up our holdings because we need more men. We need more troops. Castle fortifications. Yes, castle fortifications. Kea here. Cataphract training ground. Do that. Pikeman training ground. Let's go with the keep, actually. Kea. Technology spread rate. Militia training ground. Yeah, militia training ground. We want levy size. Nicomedia. Cataphract. Don't want to spend too much money here. Let's go to mustering grounds. And mustering grounds. Yeah, okay, there we go. Fate smiles upon me. My wife, Cecilia, is pregnant. Okay, that could get interesting because we are already training an heir. If we have another son, they will become the heir under Ultimogenitor. I could switch it to Primogenitor. Though we haven't reigned for at least 10 years yet. Oh, let me keep an eye on things here. Consumption? Okay. Hasn't spread yet. At least not to us, anyway. I'm not exactly sure if launching a war with France is a good idea at the moment. Your hunting dog needs proper training if he's to perform well during hunts. Perhaps you should take a hand in this yourself? Yes, I'll train him personally. Everyone at court loves your dog, especially the children. Find much joy in playing with him. And he loves them. Okay, so get some opinion with most of the kids. Oh, we had a daughter. Eusebia. Okay. Now, was this kid born in the purple? No, he was not. France's army, 21,000. King Bertrand of France usurped the title barony of Ibar. We can put almost 34,000 troops in the field. How's my opinion look? Everybody who is the vassal of me has a positive opinion. Yes, that is what I like to see. Did we never actually... Oh, well, we'll just appoint a court physician then. Past months, you've been spending a lot of time outside training your trusty hunting dog. You find that the combination of daily physical exercise and fresh air are doing wonders for your health and constitution. We gain 1 health. Very good. Apparently need another commander. couple of commanders. Let's see. Heavy foot troops. Yep, let's take you. And let's take you. Another peasant revolt. I'm pleased to hear that after a period of peace and shrewd management, the county of Rome is doing very well. People are happy and the tax collectors are reporting record intakes. Rome is prospering. Oh, they're over here. Uh, 4,900 troops. How many boats do you have? Plenty of boats. Can I raise... Well, 4,900 should be plenty. Especially if we get good commanders on here. Mayor Antalas has returned to my court and council. He is yet able to carry out his duties as Mysticos. Okay, because they are coming out of... Alright, actually, we gotta get these guys out doing stuff. Alright, so you... Scheme. You... Collect taxes. You train troops. There we go. And we get some commanders here. Alright, so that didn't go well. A young artist is working on what is clearly a divinely inspired icon depicting St. Peter. He needs sponsorship to finish it, so we can place it in our own chapel. Gain some stewardship, we spend a little money, that's fine. The mission to Tunis was a success. Alright, load you up on boats. Bring those boats over here. My wife is pregnant again. Troops have arrived. And just as we arrive, our vassals take care of the problem again. Alright. Oh, apparently Sicily is having a rebellion? Yes, it does appear that there is a revolt in Sicily. Exarch Bertalin of Bulgaria usurped the title county of Serdisa and Drizlov Raduov. What's the revolt for? Civil war to increase council power. Okay. A victory. Raiders. Any vassals in the area that are strong enough? 45 troops. You. Do you have more than... No, you don't. What about you? 763 troops. If I combine them with you guys, that should be enough. Dionysius the Lame, Dionysios the Lame, has usurped the title of County of Al Alamein from Maximus Peloponnestus. In the last year or so, your son, Ioannis, has been spending a lot of time with members of a local monastic order. You have also noticed that he spends many hours per week in pious prayer. Then one day he approaches you asking for permission to dedicate his life to Christ. He gains the trait monk. Disqualified for normal inheritance. Absolutely not. He gains stressed and he's angry at us. Considering he is the only child we have alive at the moment, though our wife currently is pregnant, I don't know if this is going to be a son. We could always have a queen. He is turning out very well. No. He's too important as an heir. A small gathering finds friends. Yeah, I'll come. And our mission to Tunis was a success. He finished his education in diplomacy. It's evident that he has excelled in his studies. He became a charismatic negotiator. He's become humble. Monthly piety. Or he gets content. I would take humble. Fulfill the ambition to groom an heir. Alright, so he has become our heir. See the realm prosper. Here he is. 16. His stewardship is pretty poor. But there are things that can be done to correct that. We need to find him a wife. That is something we do need to do. So let's search all. Women who are not in prison, who are not married, who are our religion but can be any culture, and are adults. Well, actually, no. We'll go with any on that. Let's see. Do we have any who are geniuses? We have a 14-year-old and a 19-year-old genius. Oh my god, look at her stats. Adelmode, Courtier, and Göttingen. Can we get her? Arranged marriage? With my son? No. Why not? Would prefer a matrilineal marriage. Can we invite her to court? She can come to court. She's now my court. No, now that she's in the court, I can basically force her to marry my son. So, yep, there we go. A daughter was born in the purple. Okay, good. It is now good that we then basically forced our son to not be a monk. Romaine. Good. Victory. Okay. Is our empire expanding northward? It would seem that Bavaria is eating up chunks of the map. I'm not entirely against this. Except this is the guy that, like, has no stats. And who's a possessed lunatic. Oh well. We can deal with that. Now, actually, we are a bit long here, so we're going to have to end this episode. Ireland is falling to the Aztecs. Do I see any other Aztecs anywhere? No, it doesn't look like it. So, we're going to have to keep an eye on this. We'll see if they go any further than Ireland. Well, they can expand into Scotland. So, pretty much the British Islands may fall to Aztec rule. But they don't have any direct path off of the islands. So that may be what saves us here. But what I'm thinking is that next episode we are going to go to war with Francia to try to grab some territory here. His army is at nearly 23,000 men. Our army is 36,500 men. It's probably going to take everything we've got to fight that war. That's fine. We can even hire in some mercenaries. We have pretty good income. We have the Varangian Guard. We have options. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.